I want to keep active because I promised myself in the next 5 years I have to become champ. If not, I'm gonna just quit.
So you
5 years. If you don't get close, I just change professional, do other thing in my life, man.
Johnny Walker, he's back in action at UFC 279 in a couple weeks. Johnny, how's everything going today, man?
Everything's really good, my friend. It's just Friday. Just chill out and home, watch some series. The all hard work was done during the week, and I'm happy.
Yeah, man. What are you watching?
Watch Strange Things. My
Hey,
fiance and
okay.
I watch most of the the episode, but I start to come back watch with her because she find it interesting. So we're gonna watch together now.
Yeah. Definitely a popular show, man. But yeah, so I gotta ask you a question first off before we start, right? I know you're in Ireland right now. Do you have a set day on when you plan to head out to Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm going Thursday. This Thursday now on the first September 1st.
Nice. Okay, good. And speaking of the fight, man, I wanted to jump right into it because again, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of the fight, UFC, all that good stuff. So I just want to get into all that stuff, man. You fought a lot of tough guys in your career. That's not a secret. And that's why you have, again, so many fans, including myself. What do you make of Ian Cutelaba when you look at him as an opponent? Does he present, or what does he present to you in the octagon when you see him?
He's like my step back now, no? I've been through a lot of tough fighters, no?
Yes.
I I lost my last two fights and I learn, I take the loss and I learn. I work a lot of my defense and everything. So he's my step back. So I train really hard for him. He's a good fighter, you know. He's a strong wrestler. He have wide overhands. So I watch all of his fight and I make a really good game plan. I've been practicing for more than 3 months. Like it's just what all it takes is commitment and consistency. I've been doing this for 3 months, so there is no way that I can do bad on this fight this time, you know. So I'm really set up for this fight, and I'm happy to have him as our opponent to come back.
Yeah, man. And I've heard you say it a couple times now, right? That you've been preparing for this fight for 3 months. Is this the longest and maybe the hardest you've prepared for a fight?
Yeah, 100%. Like I think I should, you know, it's really hard to compete in high performance. Like in UFC, you fight against the best in the world, right? It's hard to keep yourself in high performance for too long. Sometimes you just get demotivated and you have personal life problems and, you get bored. You want to do other things in your life sometimes, like, but if you really want to compete and win on this sport on that level, it's boring, bro. It's boring. It's just commitment every day. Turn eat, sleep, repeat for like many, many months. So there's no life, outside. You have to really commit and have a lot of commitment and a lot of consistency. The secret is consistency, If you keep consistency, you're gonna find the perfection. And I've been doing this for a long time now. I can confess that for the last 3 years, the past 3 years, I get a little bit lost with a couple personal problems and stuff. But for this fight, I really focus and I come back stronger.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And I think what you just mentioned, right? You brought up something that's very interesting. In the UFC, especially when you're a ranked guy like yourself, the best always fights the best, right? But you look at other sports like boxing and whatnot, and a lot of times they take what is referred to as a tune-up fight, right? Do you think that's something that's smart for UFC fighters to do maybe when they're coming off a couple of losses, but only to the best in the world? Do you think tune-up fights are smart fights to get your groove back?
Yeah, 100%. Like I have to get a step back and get the guys below the rank, like him now, and to restart in the right way. I wasn't high there. I was fighting like top five guys and like really good, for tougher guys, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't committed enough. I think I wasn't consistent enough. So now I have a like kind of reset. So I'm gonna restart to find my final goal, and this is what I'm doing.
I got to ask you, right? Because it looks like you said it's almost like a step back fight, right? You're fighting a guy who isn't particularly ranked right now. And you said that you fought other guys, maybe tougher guys. You just hinted at that, right? Do you think that maybe this is a little bit of pressure here? Is this a fight where you're looking at you have to defend your spot in the rankings?
Not really. I know what I deserve. I know what I did wrong. I know I have skill. enough and I'm good enough to beat the guys that I lost. I just
Absolutely.
wasn't trained enough. I think I was doing something. It's kind of test, you never know, like, because life is hard, bro. Everything's experience. And once you get there and you understand that, you can come back stronger and you learn how this work and you can go through the path that you deserve.
I heard you mention, right, that you're getting married right before the end of the year, right? Does that mean that the plan for you is to get back maybe like middle of the year next year if you were to get the win here, or just
Not
whenever you
really. I want
feel?
to come back soon. As I said, I want to be consistently, and with commitment as well. Like I'm planning to fight in January, somewhere in January. I think have UFC. I think I don't have UFC Rio. I think January 27th, 23rd. So I want to fight on that card. So I'm gonna even on my wedding, of course, I'm gonna have my stag and a little bit party. But I want to keep training, keep on my diet. Keep focused, keep look after myself, keep consistent on training. Gonna have holiday, of course. My body needs recover after a tough company training, but I don't want to chill too much. I want to keep active because I promised myself in the next 5 years I have to become champion. If not, I'm gonna just quit.
So you
5 years. If you don't get closer, I just change professional, do other thing in my life.
so from this point on, over the next 5 years, you're looking at it as if I can't make a run towards the title, get to
100%
the title,
committed
then
and
it's done.
100% consistency. What I do in my life, just breathe, train, breathe my career now.
Absolutely. And what would the perfect 2023 look like for you, right? We just talked about it, right? You said you want to get on that Rio card right in January. But what would the perfect year look like for you? Do you want to stay active in 2023? Like maybe
100%.
fight
I
a
want to
couple
fight
times,
three,
two, three
three
times
fights.
maybe?
3 fights, yeah. Three
Three
fights are
fights.
gonna put me in a really good spot for the next year, for the 2024. So I want to be the best of myself in 2023. No mistakes, no rush. Pick the right fights, the right moment. Look after myself. Keep growing, keep learning, keep improving all of the martial arts. Keep training every day. Go to the gym, chase the dream every day, and then get closer on my goals every year. It's a life
Absolutely.
commitment. And I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think that's what separates good from great, right? Is being fully committed, right? Taking it to the next level. So I got to ask you this, brother. Look, the division, right? When you look at the light heavyweight division, it's a kind of a division that I've seen as like a hot potato division ever since John Jones sort of left, almost meaning that like the champion has changed hands a few times already. It seems like it's a wide open division. Like anybody could be champion, right? There's a lot of great skilled guys, but it seems very even. Do you look at that as motivation when you look ahead into the division? Like I could be the world champion.
100%. I know I have the ability and the power, the speed, or whatever you can call, to beat anyone, to knock everybody out, to choke everyone on this division. I just have to pick the right fight, go slowly, step by step, pick this fight, win this guy. What is about the next guy when I have the next guy, and keep training, keep improving because I know I have size, power, young, everything to become champion. So Glover was a real motivation last time, like 43 years old and became a world champion. So I'm just 30. So I just start my prime now. So I have a big, big chance to be there. And I'm gonna keep going, keep chasing every day.
Yeah, man. You're definitely somebody who's, again, you said it, 30 years old. You're in the prime of your career. And when we watch you fight, you definitely have all the technique and all that. And it's something that I want to ask you, right? I want to talk about your fight style a little bit since you sort of just brought up that, you feel like you do have the skill to be champion. Where did you get your creativity from? Because you're a very interesting fighter. You do so much. You throw strikes from every angle. So you're so unpredictable. Where did you get the creativity from?
I think I was born with it, right? Just was born with it. And how I grow up watching movies and play video games and try to copy things. Like when I was young, I was really good in copy, right? I see a cartoon and I copy the cartoon on some whatever page, like a good in draw, copy. So just transfer this kind of special gift that I have for the fights game. I see something doing some move, I just try to copy him and I can copy easily. So I'm really good to copy, to learn. I learn quickly, and I have ability to do this like I'm gifted, like I'm a kind of athletic. It's like natural. And I'm good to copy. So what I see, I can copy and I can do.
Yeah, it's interesting because something that I've heard similar to that is we heard Max Holloway say that he used to play the UFC video game and he would like kind of copy the combinations from the game. It might be stupid to say that, but you think there's a little bit of like truth behind things like that?
No, 100% level. Because how did you learn? Like you see a movement, right? And you find out, I think school, I think I can do this. So you start practicing. The first, like, let's say a spin back kick. You're gonna do the first time horrible, but you keep trying, improve. Like couple weeks, couple months, gonna get better, gonna be quicker, gonna keep sharper. So keep doing. You're gonna create the motion. You're gonna create a neural system, new ways in your brain that you're gonna learn the motion, the movement, the speed, the timing, and then you became good on this. So imagine you doing this with different martial arts every day, like you practice jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai. So along the years, so you became like good and quicker and better. So this just happened because I'm saying like to you before, like commitment. You do every day, consistency every day. You do that and you practice and you get better. You learn things, you improve your game. So this you start learning and get better. This because you go high level in your belts, like reduce belts. How you get other belts when you became more perfect in that technique. When you get tougher. And I think this is the way martial arts is like it's evolve every day. It's evolution.
Yeah, definitely. And you obviously are very skilled, and it's something that goes without saying, right? And something that I also wanted to ask you about is regardless of the results, I think aside from the fact that you have great technique, right? You're very explosive, very creative. Early on in your career, at least, you were in some wars. Like and that's why a lot of people like you. That's why a lot of people at least knew about Johnny Walker early on, right? You were in some big fights, and that's what Dana likes to see. That's what the company likes to see. The fans like to see. But ever since you switched from S to SBG Ireland, and I think this is in a great way because this is how champions fight, you seem to be a lot more composed, right? Do you look at it as I was in wars early on, maybe I shouldn't be in wars anymore? Or is it just that you changed fighting under SBG Ireland, John Kavanagh?
I just improve myself. I learn how to be more effective. And timing and technique. When you get better, you stop doing like crazy shit. I can do crazy shit, but at the right time. I'm here. I'm still the same, but better. And people don't sometimes don't understand this. I just improve myself. I get better. I know I can throw punches in different ways, different times, or make a war fight, but there is no need this. And what I need to make him make mistake, catch him on the right time, timing his mistakes, and kick him when he's open. No, it's just like more. It's another level. No, I'm getting level up on my fight skill, and this is been happening for along the years.
Yeah, and as you level up, you have a guy like John Kavanagh on your corner, right? You've been with some great coaches. How is it like? What is it like having a guy like that?
It's good because it's very composed. He know what he's talking about. He have a lot of fighters and have a lot of experience. Almost every weekend he's in different event, corner somebody. So he know what he talking about. He have experience. It's what's have more value in this world today in any professional is the experience. How much experience you have is you better do your job. So it's really good to have somebody with this experience.
And you've been there for what, like 3 fights
3 years.
now, right? It was the Ryan Spann fight, right? It was you've been there for a few fights. You've been there for a few fights
Yeah,
now. Let's just say
six and
we don't even have to
four.
get into it. But is it? Are you settled in now at Ireland? Like, is it a home now for you?
Yeah, I'm happy here, but he's the coach is really cool. He don't mind if I wanna go Russia visit my brother and train with him or go out the gym to train. But I have a good team here. I have good partners. I have good skill. I can keep learning every day. I know I don't learn everything that I should, so I just have to keep he training and I have a lot of learn of him. So I don't need to go another gym. No, he have a lot of things to still teach me, and then I respect that and I understand that and I want to keep learning.
Do you think that was important for you early on, though, to maybe go to TriStar and to travel across? You went to Russia too, because we've heard guys like even TJ Dillashaw say in the past before, like you can only learn so much in one place. Sometimes you need to take everything you've learned, go to somebody with maybe not better, but with a new perspective, at least, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Nobody owns the truth. But I learned lots good different coach. But I know even though if you learn everything here, I feel at home here, so I just want to stay, you know. And there is no like many gyms, couple gyms, you know, they think they own you, the coach think own you, and you can go there, you can train there. Like we have our own life, we can go whatever we want to do, you know. And John was really open for this. Like I can visit any friends that I have around the world, and go there, spend 1 2 weeks, and come back just to learn. To It's good for the mental health as well, no? Just see new places, feel free to do whatever you want to do, you know, and come back to home where you live, where you feel comfortable, you know?
Yeah, and you're talking about things that make you feel comfortable and that are good for the mental health, right? Fighting is obviously something that comes with a lot, right? What are some of the things that you do during camp, during fight week, things like that that calm you down? You just talked about you were watching Stranger Things on Netflix, but are there like other things that you do to sort of relax yourself?
100%. I like to do dates with my fiance. We go to restaurants, we go to parks, we go trampoline, jump zones and cinema. Like do something that has nothing to deal with fight. Sometimes we do things, we hang out, but we do things like this is on the blood, you know, competition. We always compete with something, but do something that don't have to deal with fight, just to stop thinking about fight. Because imagine every day with 2 3 trains, diets, and everything, recover. Sometimes you need to a break, you know, and this is make you more excited to come back to the next week, you know, do something fun outside. We have this, we need this, because to be consistent in commitment for a long time, you need to have a breakdowns every week, because you get crazy, you know, you get stress. It's hard to use with commitment in your career, you know.
Sure, absolutely. That definitely makes sense, man. And you just mentioned doing fun things and all that. You kind of seem like someone who's a kid at heart, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like you're a character almost, right? Like you're smiling to the camera in between rounds, like you're tripping on the way to the face-offs and all that. Is that your personality outside of the octagon? Like, are you a funny guy? Like you just like to always have a good time?
Of course, my friend. You have to enjoy, take the most of this life. I don't know if people think like me, but I think we all gonna die one day. So make your life happen better, enjoy yourself every fucking moment you have. Like if you stop and think, fuck, I'm 30 years old, boom. I live a good life already, but I have a lot of more life years to go. But one day is gonna finish. So I wanna have the best days every day. Even if my day is really worse, everything's going bad, people die, I get hurt. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna smile, or I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna take the most of this life.
Yeah, it's a great message, man. I think that's a great perspective to have on life, and it definitely reflects on you in the cage. So that's why I wonder if that's how you are outside of it. And I also want to ask you this, right? Something that I've always wondered: when you tripped on the stage, was that you trying to be funny, or did you actually trip there?
Sometimes I trip, sometimes I trip, and you're never gonna
Oh,
know.
okay, I got it. So it's a lot like
I'm
your
very,
style in the cage, right? It's
yeah,
the
I'm
same thing.
very, how to say, like
Unpredictable.
I broke things sometimes. I let things fail sometimes. You know, like I'm very, what's the
Clumsy.
name? Clumsy. You know, things
Yeah, yeah,
broken.
yeah.
I'm sorry. You know, sometimes happen. I'm just very, I'm good, skillful person, but sometimes I'm, boom, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Clumsy and also unpredictable, right? Definitely unpredictable in the octagon in a great way, right? That's something we just talked about. I got one more question to ask you, man, and I really do appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate the time. What could the fans expect to see from you? Because you got a lot of fans. You're always excited to watch. I think anytime people see Johnny Walker on the card, no matter where he is, they're like, all right, I'm watching that fight. What can we expect to see from you at UFC 279?
Bro, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna do my best to finish the fight. I'll never let the heifer hands.
All right. If that doesn't get you up for this one, then I don't know what will. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Walker, UFC Light Heavyweight. He's going to be back in action at UFC 279. Check him out.